And we're live, and it's a late live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay at home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi drivers, food delivery driver, round town long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the school bus drivers and the crossing guards and all the teachers out there, all the people who surround the children and facilitate this whole school thing. Shout out to them. Shout out to whatever your profession is, doesn't matter. Shout out to you. As long as you're up and out to get your honest bread, shout out to you. As long as you have good intentions for others and the same good wishes for others as you do for yourself, you're a good person. Manners and respect to you and shout out to you. Here we are on a beautiful Thursday morning. It's a bit late, but as you can see, I had to put up another video before I did this one. I just couldn't make the other video go because the story was so intriguing and compelling. The story about the 73-year-old woman in Jamaica who killed her 74-year-old husband because he left her name out of the will. Yesterday, while we were live, that's the story that the brother called in and asked me to cover. And I saw in the comment section, some people was like, how this drop in? Where come with that? Right? But I normally write stuff down. And this channel is actually nothing changed. The channel is mostly subscriber driven. So people usually request stories to be covered, stories to be told, etc., etc. So I honored that early this morning. Then I gave you some time for those of you who tune in early to go check out the story because it's about 17, 18 minutes long, right? And then now we start morning thoughts. So thank you for being here this morning. And here I am. I wasn't going to go live this morning, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay away. I was just listening to that story BM says. Shout out to Jane Ander. Thank you for being here. Roxy21 and Sandra Ellis. Gunner Life. Big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Karen Notice is in the building. Big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Veronica Gale, BM, and Onika St. John Jones. Donna Davis is in the building. First one on the live. I appreciate you greatly. Audrey Wright says, morning, fam, and present teacher. Sarah Cayente. What's up, Sarah? Haven't seen you in a while over here. I hope all is well with you. Senior Sexy, big up yourself. Sandra Gardner Oglesby. Haven't seen you in a while either. Thank you for being here, though. Faye Van Real is in the building. Lady J. Crystal G. Wayne Nathan is here. Beast Boy and British Jamaican girl is in the building this morning. Big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Listen, we got a couple of things to talk about this morning, but I ran into a video just now, just as I was about to start. You know, yesterday I've been itching to do this all week. I've been itching, but I keep on not doing it. This whole modern women thing, ever since that girl got hit in her face with the brick, I wanted to talk more about that, like modern women. Every time I start talking about women or modern women, I'll have like 500 people on the live, right? And as soon as I hit that topic, I watch the numbers go 475, 400, 325. I'm like, because sisters don't want you to talk about them. And they're like, oh, here we go again. Another man talking about us. 221 out of here. Right? And then leave beer man. There's only men that's left on the live. I hope y'all don't do that this morning. Seeing because we have things to say about you too. Black Goddess Henry, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. SouFlo, you had it all planned out. Yes, I did. Had it all planned out. Beast Boy says, buenos dias. Buenos dias. Cedar Sexy says, so she is going to prison and still didn't get anything. Sigh. Yeah, she killed off the man. Beat the man with a hammer. And she told the police that, for those of you, well, we on the live. Other people are going to watch it. She told the police, we can discuss it. She told the police, she told the police that the man slapped her in her face, so it was self-defense. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how long they were married for. I don't know if it's a case of they've been married for 30, 40 years, and he just decided at 74 to give her a rotted slap out of nowhere, and she decides that she'll go kill him. That wouldn't make any sense to me either, because if you're married for 30, 40 years, you don't just wake up and just slap the daylights out of your wife at 74 years old, right? Somewhere along the line, she did get beaten before or something like that. But I don't think that's what it was. I think somebody said to her, listen, Miss Macy, you have to go say a self-defense, else a prison you're gone, because you beat the man and kill him with the hammer. So the only way you can get out of this, or the only way you can get a lenient sentence, is if you said your life was in danger and he was coming at you aggressively and he started beating you and you had to defend yourself with a hammer. If I was her attorney, that's what I would have told her, because you can't go in there and just be like, me don't know him. I said, give me the will. And when I read through that thing, I never see my name on there. And I read it back and front and I never see my name on it. And I said, God help me. And I take up the hammer and I ras him. You're going to prison, right? And I don't think she want to go to prison at that age. It's a sad, we take serious thing, make joke, but it's a sad situation though. Well, our people don't play, over will, over dead left land and house. Look how many people lost their lives. We just talk about the dude that fly down from the UK because he lives in the UK. Went to Jamaica to bury his mom. What them say? The house, she have about 9 houses or something like that. About 9 houses and upon different pieces of land and all this. So whole heap there. I think it's 7 or 9 houses. One of them numbers there. I don't know where 7 or 9 is popping into my head. I did the story completely, so the proper number is on that video, but it's about 7 or 9 houses. Now, granted, that's a whole heap of stuff. That's a whole heap of stuff. If my parent was passing away and she was like leaving behind 7, 8, 9 houses on different plots of land, some part of you would want to be like, maybe may I get one of them? Maybe I'm going to get 2 of them, maybe something. But you end up with nothing. I'm not going to go fight nobody for no land. And if you leave me off the will, I am just fine. You see, this lifetime, my plan is to right all the wrongs that my people did. Like, y'all know my grandmother and my grandfather recently passed away. Grandfather had a whole heap of land in Jamaica there. But my grandmother was the one that, this is a little personal, my grandmother was the one that controlled, or not controlled, but she managed. He trusted his wife to manage all the affairs, like paperwork. My grandfather wasn't a paperwork kind of person. His parents died when he was young, very young. He was a small kid, and he had to leave school to go work the lands that they owned. So he got into farming pretty early. And as time went by, that's how things worked out, that they acquired a lot of land that was handed down ancestrally. I said to my grandmother, one of the hardest things was trying to tell her to put her affairs in order. And it's rough, because while you're telling them to put their affairs in order, you could come off seeming like you want them things, So, and I didn't want to seem like that. I just wanted her affairs to be in order. But also, usually we wait till like end of life stage, And then when you wait till end of life stage now, it's like, oh, you fly in for your share. Yeah, where you tell me about sign up paper and put things on wheel for what you want, some. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And I was trying to avoid that vibe. Plus, I was grappling myself with the end of life part of it, because it's my grandmother. This is my grandmother. I wasn't no grandchild that only saw my grandmother when my parents left foreign and left me real small with my grandparents first, and then came back and got us later. And me and my grandmother, we never like parted ways, so to speak. So they were always ever present in my life. So, when you grow from a little boy to a big man, own family and everything, then you're looking like your grandparents are living forever. So when that time came, when I was faced with their mortality, like, damn, grandma looked like this is going to be her last year here. It was hitting more here than anything else. So I start talk now, trying to find a way. And I went to Jamaica and I tried it and I couldn't do it. And I went back and I tried and I couldn't do it. The third time I went back and I seen her and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is it. Because she took my daughter and Milani, Milani was like looking at her like scared or weird because she was laying in the bed. And my grandmother said, she knows I'm sick. I said no. My grandmother said she afraid of me because she never see a sick person before. I said no, grandma. She not afraid of you. And it's not because you're sick. My grandmother said no, man. Trust me. The baby no sickness. There's no sickness, and she afraid of the sickness like that. And that was the last. That was the last time I saw her alive. Actually, I was trying to speak to her on all occasions about getting a will, putting everything in order so everybody knows who gets what and whatever. My grandmother has this idea that God will take care of everything and let the chips fall where they may. And if she doesn't put everything in a will, then everything will be left there for any one of us. So her idea was that any one of us should be able to come there whenever we feel like it and use the place and use the property, use the land they own and anything, whatever. And there should be no commander over anything. Like nobody can stop the next person and nobody can sell it off because it wasn't left to you. Grand idea, wrong idea, right? So I watched them do that. And I told myself, I said, I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to make sure all my ducks are lined up. I'm going to make sure everything is on paper so that when I go, God forbid, no time soon, but when I go, I don't want my 6 children fighting with each other. That house was mine. No, come out of the way, move. I killed my brother because my dad said it was for me, but he only said it by word and he didn't say it with in writing and whatever. My little piece of land that I always wanted, I was a kid. I used to sit on the back porch or the veranda. I'm used to envision like a house right there on that little piece of land. And as a grown man, I told my grandfather, I said, Grandpa, actually, he said, when you're coming home to build your own thing, I said, actually, I want that piece of land right there because you could see it right off their back porch, right? And I said, I want that piece right there. So, and our family's burial plot is close by it. My grandfather said, well, build something quick before me pass. Is first come, first serve. I said, no, I want to buy it. I want to buy it from you and I want the paperwork for it and all that. Him said, no, man. I just come and build your thing. Like they were of a different mindset, right? But now we've changed so much as a people. Now it's like, Grandpa, them dead left land? Who depend it? Your cousin? Kill him and take him off of that blouse and skirt and take it. That's the kind of mindset that family members have now, right? Who they in the house when mommy left? Oh, JJ live in the house with him wife. JJ, run them out of that and take that. And so if it's not lined up properly, right? So this is a message from my audience this morning. Actually, make sure your affairs are in order. One of the worst things that could happen is you walk out your soul case, you establish something before you exit Earth, and then somebody who hate your guts or just never like you all through life end up with all the things that you worked so hard for, right? So put your ducks in a row, so to speak. Make sure paperwork speaks, because that word of mouth something there, once you leave, that word of mouth thing is gone with you. And a beer fight. Me, I don't want anything. I don't want a thing from my soul because I'm not going to go debate with anybody. And I don't want nobody tell me, string me along about, I'll give it to you next week. I'll give it to you next year. Yeah, man, I'm in control of it and no, I'm good. I want my paperwork. I'll pay my cash for it and I'll take it and we do the paperwork. That means you can't say nothing more to me. I mean, gear that, No, I don't want to hear none of that. I own this because I paid for it. So when I pass it to my kids, I don't want nobody jump over there fighting my kids for it. Your father never owned that, and me did lend it to him. See, with paperwork here, we own this, right? So put your ducks in a row. That 73-year-old woman will kill her husband because her name wasn't on the will. I'm saying to myself though, I don't know nobody will live 73 years old, 73 years twice. And usually 70 something means you're on the, you're not all old, but you're very up in age. So you don't have much longer to go. And your husband wasn't sick or anything. The both of you still here making life, right? So if he sets the will up, I'll do me that mad, you know. I gotta put my foot in the other shoe. Let me say this first. Once him pass, if he goes before you, you're going shortly after, right? But you got to think about something. If you 70 something and you've been married for how many years to your spouse, and your spouse passes away, you don't want to find yourself at 70 something years old with no income, and the house wasn't in your name, and people come move you outside, wheel you down the veranda off of your wheelchair. God, daddy gone and me in the will, and this is mine. And you're just out here because nobody, I said it in the video, nobody is running to go hire a 75-year-old or 73, 74-year-old. Your body can't do it no more. So it's not like you could say, well, him dead gone, left me with nothing, but me I go build something again. You want to make sure you're okay. If you get sick, you want to make sure you can have a home health aid attendant, living help. You want to make sure if you want to age in place in your home, you want to make sure if you're sick, you can go to the doctor. You want to make, maybe you even want to liquidate some assets and use them to pay for your end of life care kind of thing. So the woman feel a kind of way, me feel a way with her too. Because I would feel some type of way if I was the woman and I realized that me reach 70 odd with my husband, we're only 1 year apart, and this man that they have right out will and deliberately leave me out of it, and I've been by your side all these years. No, we would have something out in the house. So that's where their argument started from. There are, according to what she told the police, their argument started from her revising the will and realizing that she was nowhere in it. She confronted him about it, and I guess he wasn't willing to. Him should I say, oh God, something really never think because what's mine is yours, babe. From you see, I grab the hammer, my story I change, sir. I just no man, cause we are one. So I was writing it as me and you writing the will. I accidentally leave you. But you want to put your name on the paper? Come. Me put your name on the paper. I don't know why I'm gonna fight the woman or act like he didn't want to put her name on the will anyways. And he didn't. The will dead, left there. She's not in it. she hammer him. She hammer him multiple times. It says he was struck with the hammer. I want to be her lawyer. Vicky Victory says, I want to be her lawyer. Yet the funny thing about that, Vicky, is this. If he had passed away without a will, everything would have automatically been hers. If he had passed away without a will, you not love that woman there. There ain't no way you love that woman. Cause if 70 something, if he had passed away without a will, everything would have automatically been hers. I bet say one of them man that would say, next thing you go outlive me. I'm gonna bring Clarence come live in ya. From when me see Clarence, I watch you from in the 60s. Clarence still healthy and strong and stay right next door. Clarence look like if them bury me tomorrow, yeah, moving me in ya. You not bring no new man in ya. So me not left you with nothing. And write her out of the will. So the woman can move on after with her little years what she have left. After he probably wasn't even thinking aging in place or nothing. Him just I think she gonna bring in Clarence, and Clarence look like him not dead no time soon. Cause they all are up in her age, but Clarence well fit. I see Clarence riding the donkey and cutting sugar cane and carry bungalow hood pan his head and all these things. Clarence fit. Clarence ain't dying no time soon. Clarence still a look for Miss Macy like she sexy, and him a look for her like that from the 60s. So Papa said, Me I write you out of this rotted will. You, if you want Clarence, you're going to have to go live with Clarence if anything happened to me. But as long as I'm here, you're good. Well, she never take too kindly to it. See it there? Hammer! Hammer! Boy, I know his people must be watching and they're like, why is he making fun of my dad's death or murder? Let me just say something because I'm very conscious of everything that I do. We take serious thing, make jokes sometimes. And, you know, sometimes we are the butt of the joke and sometimes other people are. But it's just a situation. And we laugh through pain. Okay? So it's no disrespect. It's not funny, really, if you get down to the meat of the matter. It ain't really funny. And I know that somebody is grieving for him. It's somebody's dad, it's somebody's brother, you know, it's somebody's person, uncle, something, favorite uncle, anything. So I'm not making light of the situation. I think it was wrong that led to that. And that's why I'm using it this morning to tell my audience in a sobering moment, make sure that your affairs are in order, right? Make sure your affairs are in order. Crystal G said, Clarence, come in and she did Clarence give everything to him side of him side of people. All that too. All that too. Crystal G. You see that? So him dead, she get everything. She bring in Clarence. She dead, Clarence have everything. All they worked for all those years just end up in a Clarence lap. So Clarence would have been so thankful to God. You know, sir? God put me onto this front in the 60s. I never know I would have been so blessed. I never know such a blessing would have come out of it. Why? See it there now? And then now it's all in Clarence's name. Now Clarence can go pass it to his people and his family. I don't know. Papa probably had a reason why he left her out of the will, but I can't think of any reason why a 70-something-year-old man would I leave him 70-something-year-old wife out of the will. I can't think of any reason. At 70-something, I told we have to write the will together. Yeah. Where though? What is that? What is the paperwork you're doing there? Oh, the will. All right. Well, the two of us have to go through that together, sir. We can't. You can't write will without me. But you know them old school couples. Everybody had their defining role or their defined role, and they played their role. You know, they played their role without question. So it's one of them cases that she trusts him to get things right on that end while she handles whatever other affairs she handles, and he trusts her to handle those, and things just go that way. It just so happened that she wasn't a fool. She looked on the will and she realized she wasn't there, right? A big argument start. Probably gave him bun years ago, King Biggs. And him never forget King Biggs. King Biggs so she probably gave him bun years ago. I never forget. Yeah. You know, I'll take you back, you know, I'll take you back, but it'll take years to get over this. All along, he been planning, you see, if we ever live till we all write her out of the will, you know, for that bun there. Probably the bun with Clarence next door. Clarence batter it one time. And Clarence batter it one time. My boy said, you know, come live in here, so. My boy said, not a Ross thing she get. Not a thing. Yo, wickedness increase, my friend. Probably, as long as me I watch the property, you know. Yeah, Clarence over there talk about a long time. Me I watch a piece of property, you know, just drop in my lap. Eh? Eh? The man dead, Clarence, him dead gone. Me I say, come over here. Me couldn't do nothing because me up in age. But me I say last about 2 years and gone. And then Clarence have about 20 years of life left. Live till him 110. People have land. What the people have land? But land and house and these things are big things these days. Like the brother from the UK, we went down to bury his brother, bury his mother, and his brother kill him over the house them and stuff. The idea is it's 2023 going 2024. Airbnb You know what kind of business they could have set up with all them property there? You know what kind of generational wealth they could have generated and built with all those properties? Hmm? But because one person want everything and feel like I'm have to kill the next person because the next person mustn't get nothing. When you did that when mama sick, eh? At England, you there. When mama sick, the brother probably try for your visa 100 times and never get it, and you fly out gone from you young and well established in the UK, have your proper papers and everything, and him feel away. So him say when mama sick, we take care of her. Which part you did there? Which part you there when anything need to clear up and take care of around here? We do that, and you just fly in and feel like you can bury her and just come take piece of everything and kill him. In blood, brother, kill him. Both of them could have put their heads together and have gainful employment for probably their whole family. You know, I just picture it. Me always have business plan for people, you know. A car that goes to the airport, pick up your people them. If you're coming to stay at our place, we have 100% taken care of. Auntie Joan, she stay close by the property. She cook for you right through. You want somebody that cooks while you're here, authentic Jamaican dishes. You're gonna be here for 7 days, 8 days. Okay, you want that chef? Auntie Joan, bad cook. Auntie Joan, I gotta cook up the whole that stuff them for you. All right, Uncle Marky, gainfully employed. He's gonna be the driver. He's gonna pick you up at the airport, drop you off at the place, pick you up when it's time to go, drop you back off at the airport. Then you have the other little cousin and auntie and uncle them who is going to be responsible for cleaning up the property, keeping it clean after each guest leave, this, that, and the other. They could have turned that into a whole business. No one dead and one gone to prison. Who's going to end up with it? Who's going to end up with it? You see? Boy, BDI picnic. Them are idiot. Them are idiot. When you let jealousy consume you, hate consume you, you miss the big picture every time. Jealousy and hate will make you miss the big picture every time. And greedy. Remember, I know them used to tell me about the greedy puppy dog will lose him bone because he was standing at the lake looking in the water, and him say a dog will look like him will have a bone, and him say, boy, I may have one, but me wonder where the dog in the water have. So him fling with him bone and jump in the water. Only to realize that it was his shadow and his reflection, and the bone in the water wasn't real. It was the same bone in his mouth, just a picture of it. Lost his one bone that he had. That's what them people remind me of. So yeah, put your affairs in order. Message of the day, right? Ain't you can take it with you, you're going to leave it behind. Facts. That too. I have a lady who I wanted to mention this morning. This woman did 25 years in prison. She just passed away. That's why you see the RIP on the icon this morning. She did 25 years in prison. But check it out. For the people who always feel like say everybody behind bars are guilty and all this other stuff, let's just, I don't know if I should say memorialize or commemorate or however you want to say it, but I could just mention that woman here real quick, right? Her name is Betty Tyson. I don't know, some of you might know about her story, but this is Betty Tyson. Betty Tyson just passed away. She just passed away. But this is a woman who was wrongfully convicted of a crime she did not commit. And she spent 25 years in prison before she was exonerated. 25 years. 25 years for something you didn't do in a prison. I don't know if y'all watch Orange is the New Black. Any of y'all watch Orange is the New Black? Orange is the New Black kind of give you an insight as to what prison life is like on the inside. So imagine you going through all that for 25 years. Right. Her story went like this. Betty Tyson, a woman who spent 25 years in prison for a 1973 murder until being exonerated on the basis of new evidence, has died in upstate New York. Her sister said on Wednesday, which was yesterday, today or Thursday, Betty Tyson was 75 years old, and she died at a Rochester hospital on August 17th. What? Okay, so she been passed away because today is September 7th. Following a heart attack, her sister just brought it to the news yesterday, and will be laid to rest this Friday coming, said her sister Dolores Thomas. Her sister noted that she had recently marked a milestone. The milestone is she was free for 25 years, the same amount, because that was her wish. God, please give me back some of my time. I can't reverse what happened to me, but I would like to enjoy life and freedom for at least the equal amount of years that I was locked up for. Right? She just hit that milestone. 25 years behind bars, 25 years free. It's crazy because she got locked up at 25. So it's in 3/4 her life. She passes at 75. 25, 50, 75 if you're counting by 25s. Right. She got locked up at 25. She got let out at 50 and she dies at 75. It's crazy. So her sister said it felt good. She was free. You know, she lived her life. She liked driving, going out playing cards, going to different gatherings and parties. She really enjoyed her life. Tyson was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison in February of 1974 for the death of a man named Timothy Hawthorne in Philadelphia, a Philadelphia business consultant which had left his hotel room midnight, apparently to look for a prostitute. And he was found strangled with his necktie around his neck still. Now, this lady was so small and this guy was so big. I don't know how they figured that she strangled this big old man with his own necktie and had no bruises, no nothing. He didn't fight or anything. But, you know, that was a different time going by. We're talking about early 70s here. Right. So she entered prison at 25 years old and she got out of prison the year she turned 50, but right before her 50th birthday. And now she passed away at 75. I went and looked up. I said to myself, did they pay her? Did they give her some kind of restitution for 25 years of life taken away from her? And they did. They did. Her sister said she's not bitter. You know, what happened, happened. They can't change it. They're older now. She's not bitter. She got a $1.25 million settlement after. So she had some monies to live her life, right? Go out and do some things. I mean, it's not a lot of money for 25 years behind bars. But I've seen people do 20 years behind bars, wrongfully convicted, came out, and they gave them like $250,000 and that kind of stuff. 20 years of life, $250,000, $500,000. She got 1.25 million. The funny thing is, and I've always noticed this, anytime a white person is convicted wrongly and they get out, some $25 million judgment, $50 million judgment, $40 million judgment. When black people get wrongfully convicted and you get out, you got to have a really good attorney because they'll hit you with that 1.5 mil and throw you the peace sign. Now, what 1.5 million is going to do for me? I'm traumatized. I need counseling. I need all kinds of help to get back. And I just missed all my best years. My most productive, or should have been my most productive years, my strongest years are all gone. You lock me up at 25. 25? 25, you kicking like a raging bull. And if you focus at 25, you can accomplish great things, right? And you let me out at 50? 50. I mean, you still strong at 50, but you ain't no damn 25-year-old. You ain't no 30-year-old. You're not even no 40-year-old. My back hurt now. My knees feel weak. My body not in shape like I used to be. Plus, me in prison. My mind is messed up. Here's your 1.25. And you just got to take it. You just have to take it. Say, thank God you get something and be on your way. I wanted to speak about something else. So we commemorate this lady, and the lesson in that for the day is not everybody that's in prison is guilty, right? And there really are people there fighting for their freedom. And a lot of them now, I tell people all the time, I say, watch the show called The Innocence Project. Watch The Innocence Project, and it will change your mind about prison and convictions and how court cases are heard and tried and all that, right? Because I've seen The Innocence Project bring forth evidence before, set evidence on the table. Me come in like one detective, these are the things I like. So I'm watching the details and I'm like, I'm guilty. What am I trying to save him for? He is guilty. This is me talking to the TV screen. He is guilty. That evidence says that, this connects to that. And then boom. They didn't have DNA back then. DNA comes out, says it's absolutely not him. It's somebody completely different DNA. The man's story now matches up. There was an alibi that nobody listened to from way back when. Yeah, he was with us. We've been telling them he was with us. They told us to go home and shut up. And we did. Many times we went and told them he was not there. So he wasn't even in that side of town. No, he was on the other side of town. And the DNA says it's absolutely not him. Okay, you're free to go. Man, y'all just took 25 years of my life. Just roll up on some young man and just, woo, woo, woo. Hey, get up against the wall. You fit the description off. And that's your last day walking free for the next 20 to 25 years. You see, in life, man, never say never, because anything can happen to you. Never say never. You could just be wrong place, wrong time. You just left a restaurant, nice dinner. You're about to go home because that's what you have planned. I'm going to go home, tuck it in early tonight, watch my favorite show for about an hour, go to bed, got to get up and go to work in the morning. And before you know it, I'm walking to the train station. Woo, 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 woo. Fit the description off, blah, blah, hands behind your back, come here. And now you're caught up. And all the evidence that they're showing looks like it's you. So the whole public starts saying, oh, I've seen the evidence. It's him. It's definitely him. And you back there begging for your life. Man, I'm telling you, it's not me. Sir, it's okay. Everybody in here says it's not them. It's all right. You'll learn to assimilate into the prison life and live with it. You got to live with what you did. Yeah, I didn't do nothing. Yeah. Okay. We hear you. So imagine a pro bono organization comes along decades later and is like, yo, I was looking at this case. I don't think he did it. I spoke to him. I got his account. I looked through the evidence. I see a lot of holes. I don't know how they didn't see these. I think we're going to try to get him out. And the Innocence Project does. The Innocence Project works and gets these people free. So not everybody behind bars is guilty. A lot of people are behind bars for something they absolutely did not do. And they're back there doing numbers. She was destitute after getting out, I think. She should have borrowed some money, set up herself, and take it to trial. Man, borrow some money. Listen, when you serve time like that, Vicky, the only thing you want to do is just be free. And when you're free, you're like, well, if they give me something, they give me something, right? You got to think about this. This is a lady who, she comes from in the 50s then, right? 60s. You can imagine their mindset. Well, these people do anything to us anyways. Imagine where her parents came from and her grandparents. They probably ran to the north from the south off of some plantation because things were bad down there, Jim Crow, all that other stuff. And then, they had to teach their children how to survive in this world, and racism and all that was brutal and bad throughout the Jim Crow era, like whites over here, blacks over here at every counter. They come from a different time. So at one hand, it's like, man, this was expected. They got me in here too. And then you free and you're like, yes, I'm free. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. A part of your mind is telling you, if I challenge these people, something might backfire and I might end up back in prison. You know what? They said go, I'm out. Peace. I don't want no problems. She probably was thinking like that, right? Nothing says she was destitute, though. Her sister said she lived her life and she lived a good life. And that's by her sister's account. So I don't know. That money should be in her account before they free you. Nah. Should be. Nah. You got to think, right? That money can't be in your account before they free you. Because they have to work at freeing you. And all along, they're trying to keep you in. But when the evidence is undeniable, that's when they're like, okay, damn, we got to let him go. All right, man. So you wake up one morning thinking, okay, this is just another day. You've been doing this day in, day out for 25 years. You're thinking, oh, this is just another day. No court hearings, no nothing. And they come in on your cell. Hey, Smith. Yep. Pack your stuff. You're going home. What? Pack your stuff. You're going home. What? I throw King Biggs. King Biggs says by the time the lawyer them take a cut out of that 1.25 mil, it's 700K or so left. Yeah. She could have done something. Moved to the south. Put down a little 250, 300K on a house. Pay it off completely. And she have a next 400K to, invest a 100 over here, a 50 there, a 50 here, diversify your portfolio and spend. She could have done a lot with that still. Make something happen. I know she was glad to be free. I know I would have been glad to be free. You in that, it was 25 to life, which means she had to serve 25, but she wasn't guaranteed to be out after serving 25. It's up to the system to say, okay, we feel like you're rehabilitated at about 30. When you get one of those sentences, 25 to life, it's very different from them saying you have 25 years. When you count it down, you're like, okay, I've been in here 24 years. I got one more year to go. I'm going home. When you get a 25 to life, ain't no, oh, I'm at 25, I'm going home. It's 25 to life. If they feel like letting you out, if they feel like putting you before the parole board and granting you parole, and you could be on a 25 to life, you could be in there 30 years later, 40 years later. So I'm sure she was happy as, a pig in poop or pig in mud when she saw all that. Time for you to go home. What? I'm out. I don't want no problems with nobody. Oh, they giving me 1.25 mil? I'll take that too. Thank you. Bye. SouFlo, you don't know me. When I'm right, everyone in that prison would hear my story every day. It would be screaming every damn day. Every damn day. The same freaking story. I'd be angry. Hey, Vicky, let me tell you something, right? So I'm on my job. Me I work. I'm Brooklyn, me there, right? Brooklyn, New York. I'm on my job working. Police come, draw me off of my job. Send me fit description of somebody. This is a real life story. Me fit description of somebody. The police them carry me, go put me in a cell. Somewhere in a Brooklyn, that's all. I forgot what precinct. But long story short, when me reach another cell there, you see, me come in like, me start talking, man. I didn't even know where it was coming from, what I was saying. Soon as I got in the cell, the first thing I noticed was blood was on the wall. These are holding cells. Look like somebody like bite off, because they used to do that. I know some mad people from Brooklyn, okay, that stayed in trouble. So them boy, they used to bite off all them fingerprint, so they can't fingerprint them. So them don't have no way for them to be in the system. And when they go in there, I don't know where the blood, but that's what I thought it was. But there was blood smear on the walls in there. There was feces on the walls in there. And everybody in that cell was black. And Simia, no, me I don't know street, nothing, Me get locked up now under this. First of all, I'm thinking to myself, you might never come out. Just like that, Vicky, I started talking. I was like, I want each and every one of you in here to pay attention to something. Watch this. You see the state of this cell? You notice that there's feces all around us? Yeah, we all about to get sick in here. There's blood on the wall. And don't y'all notice that every one of us in here is black? And I start preaching about how them are. Next thing we know, I swear I was in there for about an hour. And next thing we know, bing, 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 and come, and I'm out of there. And I don't know if I was waking people up on them never want that or what, but it wasn't no fighting with nobody or nothing. I just started talking like a preacher. I started talking loud. And I was out of there in about an hour. So it worked for me. It might have worked for you too. Or you would have just been loud for 25 years telling your story over and over till somebody thump you in your mouth. All right, but we tired of hearing this shit. Move. You know, it get rough in there. It gets rough in there. Here she go again. Yeah, we heard your story before, Vicky. So you wasn't the one that was in the car. Yeah, could you shut up? It gets rough. People will harm you inside if you're complaining about your time, especially if it's short time compared to theirs. Main one, absolutely. One day somebody gonna just knock out the wall of your teeth, them thumping on your mouth. But okay, listen, man, we don't want to hear no more of that. I don't want to hear no more. I know your damn story. I know your story better than you know it. You've been telling the same story for 17 years. Either you gonna transfer up out of here, or I'm gonna body bag you up out of here. But I don't want to hear no more of that story. Yeah, you think y'all gonna tell your story? Yo, prison, I don't know, nice place here. So late doing grandma duty, dropping the grandkids to their bus for school. Rosalind Smichael, shout out to you, Rosalind Smichael. What a blessing, to be able to be a part of your grandkids' life. That's how I want to be. I hope God preserve me and keep me around that long so I can see my grandkids and they're gonna be like, Granddaddy, wow. Y'all went over to his house yesterday? That man was sitting on his front porch. His ganja spliff was like that long. That thing was fat like that. He was high as a kite. I said, hey, Granddaddy. He was like, he couldn't even open his eyes. He just sitting there talking about back in the day when I got my YouTube plaque and I had a little audience. Come here, let me tell you something. Sit down. Let me tell y'all about me. Back in the day, he fought my granddaddy funny. That's gonna be me. I hope somebody live for see all that. I'm like a boy picking them, grand picking them boys, and be like, come here, let me tell you about woman. Yeah. So I mean, no man run your head and take you for joke and foolishness and idiot, you know. Yeah, it's enough of them woman here. Some of them have 3-4 man. Don't ever think you're the only one. Because good woman stop make with your great grandmother from back when. Yeah, we laid her to rest in 2022 in Jamaica. Yes. Your generation now with the Sexy Red and the Cardi B's and the that is who them look up to. So you have to go really sift through to find a good one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't bring no book yaga girl come on me yard neither. No butter ears, dirty ankle and foot. Don't bring any of those. Come, you can't carry those to the motel and the hotel. Yeah, that is where you should leave them too. We don't want them know when we live neither. You want to hit it? No, you know what? You're not old enough yet. All right, come back. Me have a drink of rum right now. You're not old enough for that neither. But anyhow, see, that's gonna be me part my front veranda. I swear, God give me long life, please, so I can live that out. And that's all me want. Me don't want no $100 million or nothing like that. I just want some good life in an old age. Live that long and still healthy. That is me. That is I. Oh, I still look for ladies, them all as ever and can't do nothing. Your body don't even respond to the rest of your body. Your mind and your body is disconnected. When I say body, I say body is disconnected. When time your brain say honey, your teeth say all snore. It all start grow inside. It all go back up in. But you still look anyway. Oh, and skirt, what time is me? I say 40. Morning, Miss Macy. Hi, SouFLo. Is what you're doing? Is the reefer you smoking again? You know the thing set already, Miss Macy. Old boy, bad. But me not hurt nobody, me just mad. Right? This is the point in life where you just live. You just live. Because you don't have much longer left to go. So all your inhibitions go out the door. The things them where you feel like you couldn't say your whole life, because you might have would have lose a job or you might have would have lose. Who come and stay, who gone, and who want tan and who want left. That's gonna be me. Who want tan. Pass me the, no, me want the rare nephew. Yeah, pass me that one there. Where I mix it with? Little condensed milk or some water. I don't want too much nothing mix up in my belly. Pass me my ganja tray there. Yeah, no, me don't want the chillum pipe to them. Me just me a roll a thing. For my veranda. Yeah, man, so I'm telling you about back in my day now. Yeah. Yeah, I said just make it touch it. Just make it touch it, Miss Macy. Just make it touch it. Angle it and say if you can do something with it. Let me not know. It don't respond to me, but it might respond to you. That's good. Yeah. Touch it and see if you can do something. Like, I don't know. It don't respond to me. It might respond to you because you're pretty. All them something a long time. I watch it. Oh, see that, it a move. It a move. Oh, it a move. Do your thing, Miss Macy. Do you thought you teach them to blood fire? You don't have much long to go. At this point, if I saw me a figure, send me home. Just like this. Miss Macy, you're bad. You can't move in, you know. Yes, you can't move in. No, you don't have to pay no bills. Everything pay for. Imagine dating in old age. Dating in old age and I try keep it spicy. Oh God. Me don't want to reach that though. But if I do, I plan to make the best of it. Yeah. Touch it and see if it can do something. Yeah, it don't respond to me. Yeah, see that it move it. Your body, it's moving for you. I like that old lady that's on the video. She was on the video and her skirt was falling down. This video went viral, and she was like, "Come on, Mr. Thomas, man. You never did married and have woman a yard. Pull up my skirt, man, Mr. Thomas. Time is flying by. You never see that video there. Mr. That woman I used to be one like a tegger egg. You can see it all over her. Come on, Mr. Thomas, man. Mr. She had tried ask Mr. Thomas for help her pull up her slip. Her slipper fall down under her skirt, right? And she older, so she way up there in age and she can't like manage it herself. So she said, come on, Mr. Thomas, I move too slow. Then she said, you never did marry and have woman a yard. Come on, Mr. Thomas, man. Time is running out, man. Time is me I say why she a rush the man so. Mr. When the camera turn around, call Mr. Thomas all. He might move slow just like you. Eh? But you still expect if he be way up in our age and then they move like we have strength and vigor. No, we all too. We slow to just like you. Have patience, man. That's why I'm not gonna need a woman with patience. Because when there's something that stop working, I gotta take a whole heap of patience. It didn't work on Monday. Come back and try again on Tuesday. It didn't work Tuesday either. Okay, well, me see you. Make we get a break. I just strip it up and it still never work. Friday, me I go drink up some sustenance and thing. Come see me Friday. Yo, I see you. Whole bottle of Viagra, everything. All your face stiff. All your lips stiff. Viagra just gone in your face because Douglas not responding. Ja. God, please. Just don't take that from me. I want stiffies in my old age. Yeah, I want stiffies in my old age. I want to be an old man with me stiffies. That's it. If me get that, me good. Can't wait. That little something that just hang on the front of you and it just dead and it not do nothing. And can't do nothing. Only thing you can do with it is peep it through it. And you can't even peep it straight no more through it. You ever see some old man going in the bathroom and when you go in the behind them, the whole of the bathroom wet up? Yeah, because the thing just spray like broke hose. Yeah. It spray like puncher hose. The thing does him hand wet, him pants front wet, the whole of the toilet seat wet. Me don't want that. These are the things that we have to look forward to though. Yeah, remember, none of us escape this alive. So you better laugh your way out of this. That's all a man can hope for at that stage, main one. Yeah. When it a spray like punch a hose. Cause it's so little and shrivel up, you can't get it to hold it properly, to guide the pee into the toilet, the thing does everywhere you try find it, so you have to hold it like so. Like tweezer. I never forget, I'm in the bathroom. I want public bathroom, me go. I want a man in there lean up. Man lean up, him hand over the urinal. Lean up, me not touch them the wall there, nothing. All him forehead upon his hand, so. And me here, like, drip, drip, psst, drip, psst. So me go in next to him. And me shower down the place. Pee, zip up. And I walk out. And the man said, well, this what you gotta look forward to right here. He said, this is what I gotta look forward to right here. It never left my mind. Because the whole time he did that piss, I was like, he going through it. God, you can't hear him, He's like this, head on the wall, and him every time him do it, you hear the pee squirt out a little bit, and then the drip. And when me shower it down, whoosh, and walk away, him said, this what you gotta look forward to right here. So Ross, God, please. Please. Don't do me so. Don't do me so. Me I try live good and me I try sow some good seeds that come. A couple of things me don't want. Right? I don't want me hood for dead and disappear upon me. And I don't want that problem where, me have to lean up and grunt to make like a pee come out. But things come with aging. Things that you can't control. Right? So I promise you, even if me end up there, so when me I fear, I'm gonna be there making jokes the whole way. I want the young boy them come in like a piss next to me. Could you hold it down? Yeah, could the noise, please? Thank you. Jealous, Got it. Them in and out. Me in about 5 minutes. I try pee. You got no control over it, my friend. There's things you can do, of course, to save your body from having to go through certain things. But no matter how you try in life, if you reach you, I'm going to reach you regardless. I've seen people that live healthy them whole life, eat healthy, never had no fun, right? Because they don't go certain places, then they do certain things, rah, them are the first one dead. And them dead from something where you would have think, say, a sick person who had to smoke and drink and be around crazy, and them would have get what this healthy person, careful person got. See, when you make plan, God laugh. Them not tell with that. They tell with that when we are growing up. When you make plans, God laugh. God plan that. God say, watch him. That's not what I have in store for you. You are stiffy when you're 80. No, it's dead. 60. Blood fire. You reach 80 and you look by your something and say 20 years now. You no move. Feel like one chop you off and not show you. You see, I'm lady in your piss like toilet. Do something for me now. I did not do nothing for you. I remember your whole young days, you'd pray to God, say, please just make sure said that part they work. And I first part we go part. Life ain't, it ain't, you don't control this. See? My cousin dead from cancer and she was a strict vegan, LA. I'm telling you, LA. May I tell you, me see it happen all the time. Brother dead from heart attack and who did fit like him and he used to do cycling. And he used to get him regular checkup and go to the cardiologist and this and that. And a massive one massive heart attack. Just like that. Like you can't plan these things, you know? Old man would have said, look when me come. Yo, you on your way out, brother. Or y'all look by yourself in the mirror and I said, just Christ, look when me come to. Look what me come to, eh? Look at because you have to pull out some old picture of yourself when you did younger and I reminisce. Cause me leg them the bigger and thicker and strong. Watch my chest, me they have muscle. Watch that. A couple of pictures that you send go get to girl. You know, you did oil it up and make sure it well look good on you. You have to look on that and reminisce. Blood fire that used to be mine, you know. Look what me come to. Why you leave me? Oh God. Your dead God left me from when? Yes. I don't know what kind of problem the woman them are gonna have. I think we're lucky. I don't know what kind of problem y'all gonna have, but boy, me I tell you, that's what no man want. Let me tell you, that and prison rape for a heterosexual man, them they are like the two worst things that can happen in your life. I'll go to prison. Why you think enough man afraid to go to prison? Because of that. Yeah. Nobody no one get raped. Unless of that you into that already, then you happy, you like send me. I don't have a problem going. What you said, Judge? 25? Put 5 more on it. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna be in there doing just okay. You know, if I this you want to go, this but when you is a man, and that's another your thing, and them says you have 1 year in there, see ya? Oh God, I'm gonna fight for me matter for 1 year. Them happy if go for 20. They'll be just fine. Them set up prison family and all these things. That and your body going to sleep and not waking up are like two of the worst nightmares for any man. Yeah. Them two there. So, spray a special prayer over it. Don't leave me. Stay with me. All right. But you dead. Dead. Yes, that's how it look when you're in the nursing home. Yeah, Karen notice, boy, that's why I tell some man, say, I worked in those environments. Yeah. And that's why I know too, like certain women, I'll give it to Hispanic women the most, because in the environment of the nursing home, I've noticed that Hispanic and Asians, you don't find too many Asians in there. First of all, they keep their elderly persons at home. The Hispanic people do too, but you get to a point where people end up in those homes when they become too much for the family and them need round-the-clock care, as in medical care. So they end up having to put them in there anyway. But something we see that I know that thing can do against you. Because it's against you. It now work with you. It's working against you. Yeah. Introverted, grow back up in all that kind of something. And that's where we get these things from when we say them. And the way how these women still come around, and the way how they still love on these men. And she not even business about that at all. You know? But there one place one time. I say it in a patois because I don't want to say it in English because I'm afraid of certain things, HIPAA laws and all these. And even though I'm not mentioning no facility, no name, no nothing, I'm still afraid. But I tell my story. So, me there one facility one time. I want a man in there. I want a black man. Him have something that look like one tree trunk. And me going in the bathroom already go see it. Because I was doing shower transfers and trying to teach him this, that, and self-dressing and whatever. That's OT stuff, right? And I'm working with the CNA and them. And the girl them in the facility used to run going there every time I time to shower him. So one day I said, I'm going there, I'll do a shower session and we can see how, you know, how he the safety measures and all that. I'm going there. And when something drop out, you know, the chair them with them sit down pan we have like the toilet seat looking something and the hole in it, you could actually wheel them right over the toilet. So they don't have to do no transfer or nothing, right? I want to sit and drop out down my bottom underneath the chair. even me. See me, Jesus Christ, I want that. I was like, I want that. Yo, if you see how the girl did there wash it sitting, she wash it with passion in her man. I'm gonna say, that's not right. How she has spent so much time there, so? But him woman did in the facility. Now it big and dead. And that's the thing. No, him woman in the facility. And she have a piece of body pan her. But she think up the whole place one time. And me come in a morning time and me I say, as soon as me reach the front door, see me, and me say, so-and-so was out of their room. And they say, how you know? Oh, you so bad. Yes, she was out of her room. I said, man, that ass smelled the whole damn. You know, I talked to the staff, like the nurse, I'm at the front desk. I said, man, that shit smell up the whole goddamn. I'm going into a therapy gym. Okay, right? The body big and it's like them can't clean it properly. But she, one day me walk in because he was my therapy patient. We walk in her room, boom, boom, boom. She never hear me knock. Boom, boom, boom. She still never hear me knock. Push the door and look a bit and go in. Why this woman in there work with it something, you know? She work with it like she pray and say, get up, do something, get up. She go to town with it. And me, I say, what the blood? I see the poor man I just lay down there and look on her. See me? He wasn't sleeping. He wasn't pretending to be asleep. He never said stop. Nothing. Him just stay so. And she busy on the side of the bed. She in a wheelchair. And him lay down flat on the bed. And she scoot up right next to the bed and say, and she get up. And he not do a thing. But the way of your body is big. Eh? Me say, yeah, you would have need something like what him did a carry. If get past all that for fine. That's all. So they were a perfect match at one point in time. Just that the thing stopped work. You see? So I look at all these things. I say, Ja, this is life. And if you live long enough, you know, we end up over there. So we end up over there so for real. Ah boy, you have to laugh your way through this year, sir. Him a pray for a miracle. She a pray for a miracle. The man not pray for nothing. The man he want her half of him. Because it's something that she do all the time. She always a drape him up down there, so. All the damn time. And he's not into any of it no more. Him can barely walk. Him used to could have walk like a couple of feet and then him have to sit down again because him back and him knees them. I remember I could hear his knees creaking so hard when him get up. It was like, you ever open that old rusty door and you hear the hinges them? I heard that in his knees. So it wasn't that he couldn't walk. He could, but he couldn't walk far. And when I start go down like this, I have to like sit him down. Why? I love the environment there because it teach me to reverence life. It teach me not to hype up myself because if been there long enough, me see what gonna happen. Me see it. Yeah. And then the one them where used to tell me, one of them one day tell me, he said, don't get old. The man that they sit down good, you know. Me don't know why me go ask him about how does it feel to be at the age he's at. And the man just start cry. He start cry. He goes on and said, I'll tell you like this. Don't get old. Don't. Everything stops working. Everything. And start ball. Ja. Got me upset this Monday. I was just trying to learn. Mindy doesn't try to learn what it feel like to me. I think it was his birthday and he was like 96. No, he was 99 and he was about to be 100. Yeah. And then he said, but there was real lesson in it. He said, it went by so quick. It was like a flash. I said, 100 years was like a flash? He says, yeah, I don't even know how I got here. But I lived, and I lived every one of them days. And I remember, but it's still like a flash. So when you hear me tell people, say, no matter how long you live, life is still short. These are the things. Me talk to them, older people, and get vibes from them and them teach, you know, and pick up on them lessons. Because me don't always like Philip to be a 99 and my birthday is 100 tomorrow. I know from them. And they must say, yo, it was like a flash. Can't believe me reach so. Can't believe me reach 100. Don't get old. Everything stops working. And I mean everything. I'm like, oh, me upset the man. But anyhow, me don't know that. It does go back quick. Cause me don't know how me reach 40 odd. Hey, Ella, hey, me and you. Me a young trapping 20-odd-year-old boy just yesterday. And me don't know when me reach us and how me reach us. And just like the man said, I lived every bit of it and I remember the whole life. But when we reach here, so you know, my kids will be like, oh, dad, especially my daughter. Cause she had 9, she just turned 9. Child, I talk about you old. So I said, I'm old. I said, how old? What you say about your grandmother? Which I'm my mother, right? Cause she's real close to my mother. Here are, oh, grandma is ancient. Jesus Christ. I said, you know what, Nika? All right, you keep having these age jokes. Remember you said this, and watch how fast you're going to be right here. Right here. She said, no, I got a long ways to go. Oh, young people start make fun of you on all these things, and you're not even reach all old yet, right? Just come with it, yeah, man. LA said, listen me. I was on Eastern Parkway for Labor Day. I visited people from elementary, primary, high school with all gray hair bug me out. Same thing for me. Same thing for me. Me, I look on all of my high school friend them now. And I think one of them the other day says, SouFLo, it's time for you to stop dyeing your beard and let the grays show, right? And the truth is, I don't have any gray. And me not getting none yet. But I told them, I said, listen, when my grays come, I'm going to rock my grays proudly. Because that all my grays says to me is God has preserved me this long. I've been here for quite some time, right? That's all it said to me. And a whole heap of people didn't make it this far. But me not get none yet. But when we look upon my brethren them from high school, who head top but gone completely, like ball out, beard fully gray, or at least 50-60% gray. And everybody face still look young, you know. But you could see that, yo, we grown now. We grown now with big kids and everything. But it is what it is. You can't live on want to live long but don't want to age. It makes no sense. But that's us illogical humans. I want to live and I want to live long. I just don't want to age. No, you're going to age. Life is lifing. Audrey Wright says life is lifing. LA says, I notice people are going great earlier in life these days. All 30 odd. Yep. All 20 odd. Late 20s to early 30s, them start great. Which brings me to this. My next one, what do you want to talk about? I ran into this thing this morning, and it's older women who look really young, or you look way younger than their age, right? And they're saying that they're having a problem. Sandra Ellis, thank you. I appreciate you for being here. Sandra says, very interesting platform where you can learn and even relate to some of the stories. I must say, it's not every topic I enjoy. I must say, great platform, and big up to SouFLo. Big up to you and thank you. I appreciate you greatly. So this thing I ran into this morning, older women looking way younger than their actual age, right? This is not my material, but I will use it for this discussion. Like, look at her. I'm not playing the audio yet, right? And her. Right? All right. So what these women are having a discussion about, I don't want nobody give me copyright infringement, but what these women are having a discussion about is they're saying that it's hard for them because they're not married, they're single, and they're out here on a dating circuit. And she's saying it's rough because she has all these younger guys that keep coming up to her trying to date her, and she's not into younger guys. She's into somebody who is her own age group, or a man that is about 5-7 years older than she is, right? That's what she said. But she said every time she meet a man that's around that age, they end up not liking her after she say how old she is. The thing is this, right? Men like younger women. Men like younger women because younger women are like, them bring more life. Some of them bring more headache, but they bring more life, right? They're more like the I want to get up and go do something. They keep you youthful kind of thing. That's how I've seen it. Men usually go for like younger women. Plus, men usually go for women that, I don't know, could learn something from him kind of thing. All this other stuff. He doesn't want a woman to lead him. He wants to lead kind of thing. So men usually go for, so men approach her and her friend thinking they're younger. But by the time they say how old they are, the men back off and don't want them no more. Don't want to talk to them no more. Say, damn, I thought you was about 35. You know, it's a 55-year-old man. She said, I thought you were about 35. And she's like, no, I'm 49. And he's like, all right then. he's out. So I was gonna ask my audience of the grown women that are in here who are on the dating circuit, do you have that problem? Of course, I see the women over here that are older, like 40 something and 50 something, that are saying, I prefer men younger because the older ones, you can't tell them nothing. And I'm like, you prefer men younger because the older ones, you can't tell them nothing? You can't tell the young ones nothing. You can't tell the young ones nothing. Usually when a young boy get with an older woman, he ain't getting with you just because. You're going to pay for some stuff, right? Or you're going to bring some kind of comfort. The same stuff that y'all say about men is the same way all the other way around when it comes to women. He's definitely not coming to be your life partner in most cases. Of course, there are couples out there where the man is younger and the woman is older. But majority of those cases, if you're out here on the dating scene and you're a woman in your 40s and you're dating 20 somethings and 30 somethings, they're not planning life with you. They're not planning to be around for life with you. They want to hit. Some have a fetish for older women because them say you're well freaky when you get old. You've had all these years to learn all your tricks. So and then you always cook and you have this and your that. You're supposed to be set in life in some way by that age. I got a place to lay my head. Her house is always clean. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in a jam, she bail me out because she's financially stable. All kinds of stuff like that. The kind of stuff that he wouldn't find with a younger woman his own age group. I'm out here struggling as a young man. The females my age group are struggling too as young people. And that's just life, right? You struggle until you make it. And then when you make it, you look back and realize, oh, it took some time to get here. But now I'm in my 40s. So damn, right? So I don't know. I was watching this and I was like, women are so delusional. Because honestly, to me, she looks like the age that she says she is. But I went into the comment section and I was looking at other women and they were like, yeah, girl, I don't look my age. And I go look at it and I'm like, you look every bit of your age. You look every bit of your age. Older men are not attracted to me because they think I'm younger, and when they come talk to me and I actually tell them my age, they ghost me. And I said, nah, you throw in energy at the young boys, so you attract the young boys, and you ain't giving the older man that same energy. But you look every bit of your age that you say you are. You just look like a good version, a preserved version of your age, right? I don't know why they go around telling themselves, I look about 27, 30. No, you don't. You don't look no 27. Neck don't lie. The neck don't lie. You look your age. So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to say you look your age, but you just look like a fine version of your age. You have some 49 years old. She says she's 49. You got some 49-year-old out there that look 60. Yeah, they toe up. They've been through some things. They living rough. Them bata like fruits for the market 4 weekends in a row and never got sold. They've been through some stuff. I don't know. You look long in the tooth. Yo, it's the neck. The neck don't lie. I've seen, the makeup plus the plastic surgeries and the makeup combined can really have a face looking 23 when that face is actually 49, 50. But that face is attached to that neck. And for some reason, all the good plastic surgeries that they do, they can't do anything with the neck. When it's sunken in right here, and then the two things stick out right there, and the skin starts to gather up on it. You could just tell. So it ain't no shade. It's just me saying, be proud of the age that you are. Okay? And stop out here talking about, oh, I look 23, but I'm really 49. Because nobody don't believe that. And that young boy that's telling you that you look about 23, nah, he know you look like his mama. He know you look like his mama. He just want to tear that ass up. And he wants you to give him all the expertise that older woman is. You look old and freaky, but and he about to go find out. He got a fetish. It ain't no goddamn 23 and you look 49. And you are 49. Y'all look good. Some of you look good. I don't know what's going on with today's girls though, or today's women. Matter of fact, today's men. Period. I see every time I watch TV, me and Shakira I look at each other like, man, turn that off. Ain't no way. Especially black men, young black men. I don't know what the hell going on with young black men, like the newer generation of young black men. Y'all be seeing this? Come on the screen, and they said 23. Last one I watched said 20. This was a white one. 20. I was like, ain't no damn way. They made a mistake with the paperwork. Almost all of them. They made a mistake with the paperwork. That boy's about 45. Nope, he's 23. Boy, he had a rough 23 years. He looked like he started working at 3 in a warehouse. Yeah, slinging boxes, lifting heavy. 1 meal a day. He looked bad for 23. They're not looking good. They're not looking good. So honestly speaking, it's that mid generation right there that's really actually carrying the swing right now. They look good. They look good. And then you look at the real young ones, and you're like, how old are you? She said 26, 27. You're like, she a girl. She lie by her age all the time. All of us women do it. Nah, she's serious. She's serious. But kill them dead. I look good, don't I? Yeah, you look good, all right. But you look way older than you are. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they stay up all night. But I don't go to no clubs. I think you stay up all night on your phone. Sleep is very important. I don't think you're getting any sleep, so you're not rejuvenating. Cause honestly, how me look when time me not get no sleep. I'm over here like this. My eyes red. My face look like a crushed paper bag. Everything like that. I take off. Don't do no morning thoughts. And just do one straight day of sleep. And just that 24-hour straight day of resting with my feet up. Come back the next day. People in the comment section say it. They're like, man, SouFlo, your face look bright. You look well rested. So imagine years of neglecting yourself, right? Want to be out all night, up on your phone all night, partying all night, everything all night, eating unhealthy with that, because everything is fast food and quick food. And it's showing. It's showing. So I don't know, y'all older women, I don't know if y'all having a problem with with these your age, and you're finding out that older men don't want you. They want you until they find out how old you are, kind of thing, because you look so good for your age. But that's a problem. That's a real problem. My boy Morgan Freeman born old Toronto King Mix. King Mix. Morgan Freeman old for about 40 years now. And the thing is, his oldness is not even increasing. Him just old, just that old. And him just stay right there, so. Right? If you could go way back and remember, Morgan Freeman he been that old my whole life. Inga Baby 51 says, I don't understand why these older ladies can't enjoy their freedom. What freedom? Inga Baby, what freedom? Missy Brom Brom. Missy Brom Brom said, I can't believe Stephen Colbert is 2 months older than me. He looks like a big man for me. Wait, Audrey writes, I just want to sleep all night. Your body, I get ready for old age, man. I just want to sleep all night. And when you start bust sleeping in the middle day, that's when you that's when you're like, okay, okay, I'm getting there. All right, now, nature, chill. Back up a little bit. I didn't used to do this. I'm falling asleep in the middle of the day. Whoo, wake up feeling fresh though. Whoo, what happened? Damn, I've been asleep for 2 hours in the middle of the day. You couldn't get me to sleep in the middle of the day if you tied me down before and drugged me before. No, I'll lay down midday. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just chill right here, watch something for about an hour before I go do this, that, and the other. Gone. My husband said the same thing about Morgan Freeman. Yeah, Marcia, Morgan been that old since I was a kid. I take naps all the damn time now. That's the body getting ready for old age. I'm telling you. Hey, my grandfather, rest his soul, Mas Clevey. Mas Clevey used to be one of the busiest men I know. 5 o'clock in the morning, darkness outside, and a country we come from, and this man is gone into the bushes. That was my Superman. Cause me, I used to say to myself, me not going to them dark bush there, rolling calf and them something there in there. Remember I told y'all that? Right. And he'll be back before we even left for school. Big Hannah banana on the veranda. Pick banana. Grandma done make breakfast already. She was up too. And we eat with breakfast and we pick banana and, get to Cod Liver Island, Feral and them something there before them put in your mouth before you step off the veranda to go to school and wherever. That man was busy my whole life. Always moving, always doing something. As time went by, now I go there. When I used to go there, I used to see Grandpa on the veranda. And I said, damn, look at life. I saw the progression of life through him and my grandmother. Because as busy as them was, we sit on Palmer, miggle there. And you don't bother them, you leave them. They're good. If they want to get up and go in their own bedroom, then we do it. But they'll take their little nap right there upon them veranda. As soon as your sister says something to them, or a visitor come, knock the grill, front veranda, grill up, knock the grill. That's Clevey. Oi. Yes, sir. And up and ready again, right? Me still can't sleep at daytime, Audrey Wright says. I don't know, I can't sleep at nighttime. I find myself asleep at daytime, at daytime though. If you don't have any usefulness for me, I don't care what you look like, how old you are, says Lulu Ridges. I wanted to find out what kind of fun. Someone says if the woman them can't have them fun, look old like Morgan Freeman. Kaz Robinson says they say black don't crack, brown can stand tall, but white you're gone. They age differently. And they know that too. They age differently, period. You think it's because they're eating crap? I think so too. I think it's the diet of steady eating BS plus the lack of sleep. We live in a world now where you can be up 24/7. When me a picnic, TV used to sign off. See, TV used to sign off when we a picnic. And then when I came to America and TV wasn't signing off, we weren't allowed to watch TV like that. So we never used to stay up all night and just binge watch your favorite shows and all this other stuff. And plus, you have a lot of young people now getting independence early, as in going to work, getting their own place and their own freedom. So there's no more regulation. Turn off your TV and go to your bed. No more of that. You're in your own place. You want to watch your favorite show all night, knowing you got classes in the morning and you work a full-time job, and they're just buttering through, and then it starts to show. And they're like, I'll cover that with makeup. I'll make myself look young just for tonight. But when them take off all that, yeah, it's a 23-year-old that looks like she's about 45, 50. Straight up. I think younger men prefer older women just for experience or experiment. Sandra Ellis. That's facts. That's facts. Just like how, listen, ain't no young man out here trying to give you his whole life. First of all, the excitement is not the same as being with a young girl, his own age group. You know, it brings a whole different level of experience, though, right? And usually, just like how an older man will want to take care of because that's what you know. That's what you know. It's not that you're going to boops out yourself. It's what you know. Older men tend to know that you got to look after your woman at some level, to some degree. Young boys want hit and run, right? Same thing, vice versa. An older woman, she's more settled. She done been through some abuse, as far as somebody hit it and didn't call back. Somebody broke her heart. She went from one relationship to another. This one didn't work out, that one. So if you see her put herself somewhere, she usually knows, like, okay, ask him how his day was. Ask it. Young girl now ask you how your day was. Young girl, I tell you what she want when you come home tired. Older woman gonna ask you how was your day. How you doing? When you coming over? I'm cooking your favorite meal. This, that, and the other. What you want to eat when you get here? Even that kind of stuff. So it's like two different type of, and plus a young man who actually is thinking, hey, one day I'm gonna want a family and raise my kids, and I want somebody to grow old with and all that. It's never usually, I want to do that with a woman that's way older than me kind of thing, right? So it's fun and an experiment and experience, and she enjoys it and he enjoys it. I think younger men prefer older women just for experience and experiment. My husband said the same thing about Morgan Freeman. I take naps all day. Let me see. I'm running through these comments real quick. How young is young, though? Karen Notice says. I can't even get up every day and wear makeup. Vicky says. I can't even get up every day and wear makeup. Not these young ladies. Every day of makeup. Wig, weave, makeup. You never see the real them. Majority of today's younger women, you never see the real them. Majority of. I never said everyone. Majority of them, you never see the real them. When they get stripped back, they stay in the house. Or you'll see them at Walmart running through, or at the beauty shop where they get the hairpiece and all their other stuff with their hair wrapped up. So you never get to see the real hair. You never get to see their real face. And they're quickly big glasses in there to like they on a secret mission like this. They looking, where's the number 12 Yaki? They get that right there, put it in a bag like it's some secret mission, and they out. That's how they go out. And then when they get everything together, that's when they come back out like, this is me. This is me. But it ain't you. You made up. Even them convince themselves that this is me, and I'm not me if I don't have all this. So you don't even get to see the real them. LA says that is standard. When I was in my 20s, I read an article that said 20s wear makeup and then 30s you wear less. It's true. Hey, I'm not a woman. I don't know. Whatever they do, I respect it. I don't have anything against it. Do what you want to do. It's your life, right? Dorothy T says, I beg to differ. Be careful of the Dorothy T. Your brain needs to repair itself. Ever since the last child, my internal clock changed. They having a discussion over there. Kaz Robinson says, when you see the real them, you'll feel. Kaz Robinson says, when you see the real them, you'll faint. That's why I'm going to tell some, listen, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but that's why I tell some women, I said, that video that Shakira did on her channel where she was like, black men don't like us in our natural state and whatever. First of all, that was such a general statement. But outside of that, my own experience in life is that I see our women, she'll like a guy, but that guy likes a certain type of girls. You know what I'm saying? He like the girls that are always dolled up. He will convince himself that that is how she looks. Her weave, long weave, flowing hair, that's hers. Her makeup, that's permanent. That's her pretty face. Her this, that, and the other, her contact lens, her everything, her lashes. That's what he likes, and that's what he's into. And she loves being natural. And she'll go around this guy and she'll try to bat her eye as much as she can. She'll drop stuff and try to pick it up. Well, no, on the flirt already. She'll do everything in the book. And he ain't giving no time or attention to her, right? So she realized he doesn't like me because I'm in my natural state, but I know how I look when I'm made up. Watch this. And she do like a genie trick. She go home, she get her stuff, put on all that, and she purposely come back for him. And now he's like, damn, ma, hey, how you doing? Blah. And in her mind, she's like, yeah, hi, doing all right, blah, blah, blah. You know, so she's still gonna spread out herself for him, for the guy who didn't like you when you were your natural self. Them gonna spread out themselves for him. So I tell women, I say, you better respect that man that you got, because he see you all the way stripped back and he still love you for you. Don't be out here all made up when nobody else outside sees natural you. You all made up thinking that, oh, they're lined up. They're lined up when you're made up. When you get stripped back, I bet that line get real short. You know, I bet that line get real short. And then when you start going through that line, you'll find out that most of them, even with the natural, they just want to hit. They're not there for permanent because you don't look like what we looking for, kind of thing. So I don't know. I'll be telling shorties like, stop doing that. Women, stop doing that. Go for the man that likes you and loves how you look in your natural state. Then when you get dolled up for him and with him, it's gonna be extra. It's gonna be extra. Did you talk about the Airbnb situation already? No, I'm about to right now. And thank you, Japan Styles. I appreciate you greatly. Now, let's switch topic and get into this. This is our last one for the morning. It seems like Airbnb is no longer in New York. They've banned Airbnb. New York City Airbnb hosts can no longer host families, and they must register with the city under new laws. What is going on with New York? First of all, I don't even like New York's mayor. Let me say it outright. I don't like New York's mayor because he moves weird, right? He calls down problems on the city, and then he complains and begs like he didn't call the problem down on the city. Now, I'm an immigrant. I am passionate about immigrants' rights, and rightfully so. I'm not one of those that, oh, I've been here since I was small. You need to get your stuff straight or you can't be here, and try to play like I was born and raised here and this is my land. And so, but there's a way to do things, right? Let's talk about that first for a second. There's a way to do things. If you watch how New York mayor moves, that guy move like he really doesn't know what he's doing. He's just winging it. He's just winging it. Now, down here in Florida and over there in Texas, when them boys knock heads and they're like, oh, so he said, let them all in. Well, okay, we got buses. Let them in. Fill the buses. New York. And guess where they end up? In New York. Overcrowded New York City. Sleeping on the sidewalk in front of people's buildings. All over the streets. A lot of crime has gone up, even as if New York wasn't already filled with crime. But now you have all these people that are all over the place that are displaced, that are trying to survive, kind of thing. Prostitution, drug smuggling, those who came with their drug habits, you think they still don't want them to be fed? They still want whoever was on heroin, crack, coke, whatever they was on before they crossed that border, they on it right now in New York. Whoever was whoring and trying to get $1 before, they could get even more for that coochie now in that mouth now in New York. I don't know if that man wasn't thinking about what he's doing. And now, here comes this. So it goes like this. New York City Airbnb hosts can no longer host family, and they must register with the city under new laws. On Tuesday, the new regulations went into effect, which, well, this is not coming. It went into effect on Tuesday while we weren't paying attention. On Tuesday, the new regulations went into effect, which will likely put an end to thousands of short-term renters within the city. Under the recent ruling, here are the details. Under the recent ruling, known as Local Law 18, all short-term rental property owners who intend on hosting guests for under 30 days must register with the city. You see that fine print right there? Under 30 days. Don't none of us ever go get an Airbnb for 30 plus days. So what does that tell you? Everybody who does an Airbnb is going to have to go register with the city and is no longer allowed to host families. Right. For under 30 days. We get Airbnbs for the weekend. We get Airbnbs for a week. We get Airbnbs for that's about it. Ain't nobody doing no Airbnb for over 30 days. Here it says, under the recent ruling known as Local Law 18, all short-term rental property owners who intend on hosting guests for under 30 days must register with the city. Additionally, it gets worse. Additionally, the properties may only host 2 people at a time. Not your family, 2 people. So if you have a husband and wife couple that's traveling with their 1 child, they cannot be hosted. If you have a family like mine, me, Shakira, Kai, Milani, we cannot be hosted. Right. Additionally, the properties may only host 2 people at a time, essentially banning family stays. The host is required to live at the residence during the duration of their visitor's stay. So not only are they not allowed to host more than 2 at a time, the host who owns the place must be at the residence with you the duration of your time there. So me must go get Airbnb now, right? All they did was kill Airbnb right there. Me must go get Airbnb. So I get an Airbnb for the host to stay with us in the Airbnb, for somebody to be like standing over me. What, you know what I think was happening? I think Airbnb people found a way to make some extra income and it was really working, but it was also hitting the hotel industry in New York. That's what it was. Because people are like, so let me get this straight. $145 a night to stay at the W, but that's a hotel. But $130 a night for this whole little studio apartment right here in the heart of Brooklyn, where that's where I want to be. No, I'm gonna go with that. And I get the whole house to myself. And I got a kitchen and I could cook. I'm gonna be here for a week. My hotel room don't have no kitchen. I'm gonna have to eat out every day. This is how I max up my stuff when I travel, right? Because I like my food cooked. I like to eat cooked food. I mean, I like to eat too much fast food. I like to have a kitchen somewhere close by, all kind of stuff like that. I think it was hurting the hotel industry and they had to do something about it. It says the host is required to live at the residence during the duration of their visitor's stay. Any guest must be granted access to the entire space of their living quarters. So how is the host going to stay with you, but you must be granted access to every part of that place that you're staying in? That means you could even walk into the host's room. I don't know if they thought this out. This right here, any guest must be granted access to the entire space of their living quarters, which has been a point of debate for years now among renters and guests. Why? Because several Airbnb customers have complained of being filmed without their consent and being barred from accessing certain parts of their rental, which demonstrates a lack of transparency. I'm not gonna lie, I rented a house before, but this was in Jamaica. And when I walked into the house, big nice house. I walk into the house, the first thing I noticed was this room upstairs that it had glass and it overlooks the living room. So I said to myself, I said, that's a nice area. It looks like a study. Come to find out, we couldn't access it. So then I started thinking to myself, I wonder if they got cameras up there watching us. So now I'm like, I hope my wife don't be walking around here naked in the house and all that, you know, because you leave and people got videos of you having sex in the living room, or they got videos of you, sometimes you just want to free up yourself. So you just walk around with nothing on, right? They got videos of you in there, and this has really actually been a real issue because people have found videos of themselves, and people have found recording equipment that was actively recording them. So too many of these complaints, too many lawsuits against Airbnb, and now they've come up with this, that whenever you get an Airbnb, you must have access to every single part. No more locked up closets that I can't go into. No more overhead bins and nothing that I can't open. I must have access to the entire place. However, in New York, the host is required to stay with you. Per The Guardian, Local Law 18 is intended to end the wave of unlawful short-term rentals throughout the city, because some people weren't registering with Airbnb. They were just saying, yo, I got an apartment. So, you know what I'm saying, you could come through. And they're advertising online, right? Outside of Airbnb. So you go into New York, you look in the ads, and you'll see somebody has a short-term rental in the middle of Brooklyn where you're trying to go, and it's not registered with Airbnb, and they're making money. But Airbnb is a registered company, registered business, so the government obviously gets a kickback from that. But the people who aren't registered with these entities, was it Vibro or Verbo or whatever, and Airbnb, they won't be able to get or track any of that money. So they call it unlawful short-term rentals throughout the city. Hosting services are now barred from allowing landlords to post their rentals without proof of their city registration. Exactly. That's what I said. Because people would freely post their stuff, and it wasn't Airbnb, but you could still get a nice apartment for rent, short-term rental. You can buy a camera detector online, says Japan Styles. Thank you, Japan Styles, because I wouldn't know that. So for those of you who travel a lot, Japan Styles says you can buy a camera detector online. I'll go look up that and see what it is. Didn't know that that even existed. I know that carbon monoxide detectors exist, and when you go traveling, you need to make sure that the place that you're staying has a carbon monoxide detector, or you need to get you a portable carbon monoxide detectors. Families have gone on vacation before, and the whole family went to sleep and nobody woke up. It happened twice last year to two American families in Mexico. And then there were two more instances where one person died, or two people died, and the two other people that were with them were severely ill, but they managed to get out of it, had to be airlifted back to the US. So certain places, carbon monoxide might pop up, and you just want to make sure your family goes to sleep, that they actually do wake up, right? But thank you for that, Japan Styles. You can buy a camera detector online for those who are concerned. So this part says, per The Guardian, Local Law 18 is intended to end the wave of unlawful short-term rentals throughout the city, and the host services are now barred from allowing landlords to put their rentals without proof of city registration. Typically, this will be a verifiable registration number. As of this week, New York City has received nearly 4,000 applications, though under 300 have been approved. They received 4,000 applications, only 300. Under 300 have been approved. Housing activists have praised the move, while Airbnb has fought these measures. Several hosts have also slammed the local government for unfairly targeting those who use short-term rentals to make some extra income because it's expensive as hell to live in New York City, right? Well, it is what it is. There you have it. So no more hosting. If you're in an Airbnb, that's messed up. If you're in an Airbnb, you have to have the host stay there with you the whole time you're there. That's crazy. I'll just go to a hotel room if that's the case. I don't want nobody to stay with me. That host is a stranger to me. What are we doing waking up looking at each other? And they better not try this in Jamaica either. Because me done with Airbnb if that's the case. See, when I go to Jamaica, right? In Jamaica in particular, when I travel in the US, I normally don't use Airbnb. I normally stay in hotels. When I'm in Jamaica, specifically, I use Airbnb because it's my way of giving back to the local economy, right? And I love to see it. I love to see my people have these nice places, and I love to see that they're able to afford it. And I like to think that I'm a part of them being able to afford it. And I don't complain. I pay the money and I go. But if they change that damn rule, can you know anything where foreign do, US do in particular, Jamaica does as well. And if this is an international move for Airbnb, not just for New York City, this is going to cause Airbnb to crumble big time. Because people will definitely be choosing a hotel room instead of choosing a host who I don't know to stay in that place with me for my whole vacation. Not happening. Not happening. What do families do when they are not homeowners? What do families do when they are not homeowners? I don't understand the question there, Vicky. They need to fix all that up. All that is crazy. And that just knocked food out of a lot of people's mouth. I would make the housing market in Jamaica crash. I'm definitely not using Airbnb if they do that in Jamaica. I don't want nobody come stay with me. I don't know them. I don't want no stranger. Imagine you on vacation and you wake up and a stranger is like in the same house that you're in. One door down. The next room across from your room. Crystal G says that's not giving back to any local economy. That is for the owner. The owners are Jamaicans. When I go to Jamaica, I stay with Jamaicans. Listen, when I go to Jamaica, I stay with Jamaicans that live in Jamaica, that work in Jamaica, not no owners as in some foreign person own it and they're not there and they're running it as a business. I've only done that once. And that was like the worst. Well, it wasn't really the worst. It was the worst desired Airbnb I ever stayed with. It didn't have a view. It was in a nice community, actually, in Montego Bay. But the unit I got, there was a hill, like right in front of it, and a whole heap of bush on top of the hill, and a road that went up into the bushes. And I kept seeing people going up there. So every time I had to make sure the blinds are closed, the windows are closed, the curtains are closed, and I wouldn't go sit out on the front porch. And I always made sure the grill was locked because I felt like somebody could be watching me from the bushes up there and they would just run down as soon as I open the grill or something. I'm always thinking safety, right? And that one, it was actually, I believe, an African lady. I said to myself, say, African lady on this, but we don't have no African people in Jamaica, like straight from Africa. She wasn't even in Jamaica. She wasn't even in Jamaica because I ran into some difficulties at the property and she had to like jump through 10 hoops just to make sure I call this person to get to that person to go to just for, so never again. But usually I stay with straight Jamaican people. They'll be like school teachers who been teaching for years. I had one guy in Kingston. He was in Portmore. He's an engineer, married guy, 2 kids, wife, and he's an engineer. And this is one of his 2 properties, right? And the whole house was a smart house. Like you talk to the bed and music come on, and you said, and I was so worried in there because the first thing me I look for, I'm like, yo, where the grill them there? How come the place no grill up? Right? And he was like, no man, you don't need no grill. I don't need no grill. I'm in the middle of Portmore. What do you mean we don't need no grill? He was like, no, man, everything good. You don't need no grill. And you know, cameras are everywhere and this, that, and the other, and the alarm system and this, and that. And I just let Shakira deal with all that because I'm not a techie, and that house was a little bit too smart for me. But just to let y'all know, technology is out there, and you know, anything you see in a foreign, them have it in a Jamaica as well. So foreign can't really pop style on Jamaica anymore, and there are Jamaicans in Jamaica that are doing very well for themselves. They come to foreign to shop, to visit relatives, go back home, and they have these properties that are theirs. I don't know, daddy passed away and mommy passed away and left that for us, or they just worked their way up throughout their lives, saved their money, got married, pooled their resources together, diversified their stuff, and now they have properties and they jumped into the Airbnb business. Those are the kind of people that I deal with. And when I deal with them, we usually have a conversation outside of just, oh, I'm checking into the Airbnb tomorrow and then I'm checking out a week from now, right? The conversation goes deeper than that. So I get to know them. So yeah, it is giving back to the economy. They are a part of the economy, right? But SouFlo, how would they know if the host is staying at the property with the guest? How are they going to enforce that? Well, that's a good question. But you know, let's put it this way. You never know what these people are up to. They will set laws and then they will have some stiff penalties. It's like a lady drove her child out of the school district to go to another school in another school district because she wanted her child to have a better education than the battered up schools that are in her district. And she ended up getting like 15 years or something like that in prison. Are y'all familiar with that story? So there will be these little changes in the law that carry these crazy consequences. And you won't know until you're the one that got caught. Then you'll find out how they know. So I don't know. It's a good question. The good question is, how will they know that the host is staying there with you? Me no know. I don't know. Oh, Inga Baby 51 says, SouFlo, remember you showing that house. Yeah, the 2-story house in Portmore, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, Portmore nice still, but anyhow, that's my way of putting money back into one of my ways of putting money back into the local economy. There are houses there that are owned by foreigners that don't live in Jamaica, and they fly down from England, Canada, the US, wherever. They're not even Jamaicans. They buy up property and they flip the properties in Jamaica, and they have a Jamaican run it for their Airbnb, and that's a job for them, right? They manage the properties for this individual and get a full-time income from managing these different properties. They have to go over here, meet this person, let them in. If anything's wrong at the property, they're the point of contact. Basically, take care of the people them thing. But there are also a lot of Jamaicans who have their own house. Like I told you all about my brethren that I grew up with in Miami, and he left the US. He went back to Jamaica. He's making crazy money off of one place. You don't even have two. One place. And every time somebody comes in, his parents has a beautiful house not too far from where his condo is. So he was like, and you know, Jamaican parents, they already, they're not pushing you out the house. They're not telling you, oh, you reach 18, you have to come out and live on your own. Mommy glad to have you home all the time. Cause anything she want done, she'll send you go do it. And that's just our culture. So we listen to mommy and we're respectful, and we're respectful to daddy, and we stay at the house. Them not have no problem with it, and they know that you're making a lot of money off of that condo that you invested in, and that's what he did. So yeah, the Airbnb thing, man, goes a long way. But anyhow, Jamaica picked this up and talk about whole stuff to stay with. Peace. I'll be in Rio or one of them hotel. They are all inclusive, because I definitely won't be in an Airbnb. They're renting out places and then use them for Airbnb. They are renting our places and then using them for Airbnb. Vicky says they are shipping people to New York City where they are going to get place to rent. The mayor doing the right thing. The mayor doing the right thing, Vicky? They're shipping people to New York City. Where are they going to get place to rent? I think the mayor is not doing the right thing. I don't think he's doing the right thing. But hey, I live in the South. I live in the South. I lived in New York for some time. I couldn't see myself living in New York again. It was great while the experience lasted. Very exciting, fast-paced kind of living. But I don't want that. I'm good with being slow and chill, Southern style. And I know where to go when I need some action, and I come right back to where it's slow and chill, Southern style. Yeah. But with that said, put that little bit of information out there. Shout out to everybody tuning in. We're going to leave it right after this morning. Crystal G says old. When you get older, you just don't want that runaround stuff no more. You just want to chill. I don't want to hear traffic all night. I don't want to hear people outside my window or people down my street or on my block. I don't want to hear none of that. After certain hours, I could drop a pin outside of my house at the end of the driveway, and I'll probably hear the pin all the way up at the house door. So that's where I'm at with life right now. Right? Have a wonderful day, everybody. Big up yourself. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Go with God and take care of yourself. Health is wealth. Yes? Manners and respect. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning right here on Morning Thoughts. God spare my life. I'm out. Peace.